So plastic surgery is actually quite addictive. It's also very expensive. So usually you'd find the rich and famous are the ones who go about with all these procedures. However, because of its addiction, some people don't know where to stop. They start with one or two, and before they know it, the whole face is unrecognizable. So in this list, we'll be showing you 5 of the worst plastic surgery disasters. I would like to give a big shout out to all these lovely viewers for suggesting this video. Number 5. Donatello Versace. Now, you'll probably recognize the name Versace, and it gives you a bit of reference to who she is. She is the vice president of the famous fashion brand Versace. Her net worth is around $200 million, so that gives her plenty of money to go about and go under the knife. And that is exactly what she has done. She started out as a pretty attractive woman. Nothing wrong there. However, as she got more and more plastic surgery procedures done, she ended up looking like a creepy wax doll. And that's the problem with plastic surgery. 1 or 2 procedures are not too bad, it's not really noticeable. But after a few more, it does become pretty obvious and the person just ends up looking unnatural. You see, I don't think we're at that stage in cosmetic surgery where we can pull it off and make it look natural. Even though the wrinkles are gone and the facial features do look straight and in line, however, the results are always pretty similar and the person ends up looking like a creepy doll. Number 4. Jackie Stallone. Now, you may know Jackie Stallone as the mother of Hollywood action superstar Sylvester Stallone. You see, Jackie never really looked like her son Sylvester. However, the more and more procedures she had done, the more she ended up looking like her son. But now she genuinely does look like an older female version of Sylvester, and it's pretty weird. Now, of course, that's partly due to the fact that they are mother and son, so of course they're gonna look similar in some ways. But it's also due to the fact that Sylvester himself has had some surgery done too, and probably by the same surgeon. Now, when you see 2 people who had surgery done by the same surgeon, they do somehow end up looking very similar. Number 3. Michael Jackson. The late, great Michael Jackson always denied having surgery. I do believe he did admit to it on a few occasions, claiming to only have had 1 or 2 procedures. But we kind of all know he's had many more. If you forget about the obvious changes in skin color, just look at the facial features and it becomes pretty obvious that he has had many procedures because it's not natural to change that drastically over a course of time. Now, I'm a huge MJ fan. I loved his music. I genuinely do think he was a good person and that he did want to see the world change for the better. However, it is pretty obvious that he was battling with his own demons. Many say it stemmed from his childhood where his father kept pushing him and he kind of lost out on ever having a normal childhood, hence why he built an amusement park in his own home. And the whole plastic surgery manipulating the way he looked could stem from early psychological damages. However, whatever the reason, unfortunately he did go down the route of plastic surgery and did end up looking nothing like he used to, and when he was young he was a handsome young man. It also shows in his siblings, many of whom have also gone down the plastic surgery route, some not as extreme as him, others getting close to that level, so maybe having a kind of traumatic childhood was the driving force for him and his siblings to go down the route of changing their appearance. Number 2. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn Wildenstein married a very rich art dealer, and in the late 70s, one day she caught her husband in bed with a young, attractive Russian model. Now, instead of leaving her husband, instead she decided to go under the knife to make herself the most beautiful woman for her husband. Decades of cosmetic surgery and spending around $4 million on different procedures ended her up looking completely unrecognizable. Her husband still left her, and now she's kind of famous for all of her plastic surgery and is probably one of the most recognizable faces when it comes to plastic surgeries gone bad. Number 1. Hang Mioku. This is probably the worst case I have ever seen. Hang Mioku was actually a very beautiful young woman. In fact, have a look at her before she ever touched cosmetic surgery. absolutely nothing wrong with her whatsoever. She didn't need to go under the knife at all. However, when she hit 28, she decided to tinker around with a few different procedures. 1 turned into 2, 2 turned into 4, 4 turned into 8, and so forth, and before you know it, her own surgeon refused to do work on her, probably because he felt it was morally wrong to keep taking her money when she's clearly destroying her appearance. Now, even though she didn't have a surgeon who would touch her, she decided she will do a DIY job. Now, this is where it gets really, really bad. One day she got a syringe, filled the syringe up with cooking oil, put it in her face and injected a cooking oil deep under her skin. Now, I don't know what she was expecting, but logic would tell you oil is a heavy, fatty substance, and injecting that in your face would make everything droopy, wrinkly, and it would just look absolutely ridiculous. Now, whatever image you have in your mind, I guarantee you, the truth is a million times worse. Have a look. That is the result of cooking oil being injected into one's face. It is absolutely horrific. Personally, I do feel sorry for her. She obviously made a very silly decision and it cost her very dearly. Her story went viral across Korea and many people felt sorry for her too. And a few good-hearted citizens decided to start up a fundraiser for her so she can go back under the knife and hopefully undo some of the cooking oil disasters. The surgeons tried to work their magic, and although they did make a slight improvement, the truth of the matter is her face is pretty much ruined for life. Thank you for watching, and if you like the new style of video, please do let me know in the comments below. I do want to try out a few different styles, mix it up a little bit, because I felt the old version was a bit robotic, was a bit scripted, and can be a bit boring. So hopefully by it not being so scripted, I can make it a bit more entertaining for you guys to watch. However, if you do have any comments, suggestions, or feedback, please do leave them in the comments below, and I will be keeping an eye out for them. Once again, thank you for watching, and until next time, feed your mind.